Good morning, everyone. We're going to be doing the second part of this lesson today, which is Patterns in Algebra, Lesson 25 on page 94 through 96. It's predicting the gap between terms in a pattern. So our last lesson we talked about, we now have an equation working for linear equation, or we now have a working equation for linear problems. And that is written down here, which is term equals a plus b times term number. In this problem, they're going to be changing term number just to n. So tn and n are the same idea on this page. Okay, so this is my equation, a plus b times term number. Um, Now, we are going to start with a rule. So I've been given a rule here, which is start at 5, then add 3 each time. So I've written down what that looks like. This is my rule, and this is my t-table. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 11, 14. And now, as you work through these problems, you're going to notice something. So whenever you figure out what the gap is between from term to term, when you figure out this gap, which is 3 here, that's actually going to be the same value as what b will be. Right? So my gap, whenever I do these types of problems on t-tables, will always be equal to b. So right now, if this is my starting equation, this is so far how much I've worked out. I now have term equals a plus 3 times term number. Right? Now remember, this is my output, this is my input, so all I need to figure out still is the a value. So let's look at that. Okay. So as we move through this is one of the ways that you can figure it out. So I've now expanded my t-table, and I've added a slot in between. So now what I'm saying is, okay, I want to figure out how do I get from my gap multiplying my term number to my actual term. So here I've written down, I have my gap of 3 because this was my gap from before. Okay, my 3 was my gap, and now I'm multiplying all these term numbers by my gap. So 1 times 3 equals 3, 2 times 3 equals 6, 9, 11, or 9, 12. And now I'm trying to figure out, okay, so this is one step into my equation. I still have to figure out how do I get from 3 to 5, and 6 to 8, 9, 11, 12 to 14. And you should notice that all you're doing is just adding 2. So now I've actually figured out what my a value is. 2 is my a value, and b is, or 3 is my b value. So if I were to write this out, I'd say, okay, well, I multiply my term number by 3, and then I add 2. And what does that look like as my linear equation that was given originally? Well, I now have 2 plus 3 times tn equals term. And that is sort of how we work through these problems. I would read over that gray box on page 95. It's the same concept as what I just mentioned. That may be helpful for you. But I'd like you to do questions 1, 3AD, 4 every other one. Okay? Hope this was helpful. And we are having an open math session around 12 o'clock today. So if you'd like some help with your math, please come and see them.